Hello, hello everyone! Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. Today I'm going to do a recreation of a butterfly set. I know I'm a little bit late. I did this in August though, so bear with me on the summer versus fall. This is a set I saw from Polygel Vic, so this is the Inspo. And again, Inspo. I just wanted to use kind of similar colors and similar design. So I wanted to start doing Frenchies here, and I have this, as you saw there, this glittery nude. I've never used it before, and it's so pretty. And it took me years to buy this because I didn't like shimmery colors. And you couldn't really tell very much about the glitter. But anyway, so you guys, my hand, I show you at the end of the application, I believe, the update of my hand at this point. I believe this was like the last week of August, so a little less than 2 weeks ago. I'm done with physical therapy now, so the update that's in this video, it's already different than it is now. But anyway, I went in with these Frenchies. I wanted them to be really long and really deep and slim, and they were coming out long, and they weren't coming out bad, but and I have this really, really sped up because I'm going to end up just removing these Frenchies. But when I start the pinky, the Frenchies are still on there, so it would have looked strange if I didn't show them to you, but I do not end up keeping these. They weren't the same length, they weren't the same shape. I was still having a bit of a struggle with my hand as far as strength and control, and you guys will see, I think the next bead I lay, how sometimes, and there was no way of predicting it, my hand would just still kind of try to do that drop, and I would lose control. So I wasn't always placing beads where I wanted to, and I already knew with those two Frenchies that I was probably going to remove them. Well, not remove them, but start over on those nails. And I did wait for them to dry and try to shape them up, and they were just not where I wanted to go with the set. After I started trying to file them, I was like, forget it. This is not what I want to do. I'll do some ombres instead. I'm still craving doing Frenchies, so I might do that. But this bead here I have in real time because I just wanted to show you guys my real-time application, but I do speed it back up after this, so the video isn't that long. I don't show any filing or shaping in this video, just application and capping. And right here, I want you to see this. If you see my hand, I was trying to steady my hand with my pinky on my other hand to place this bead because I could tell. Basically, if I was trying to do like any fine motor skills, you know, like, yeah, that's the best way I could describe it. My hand might do what you just saw, which is just start shaking and not letting me have any precise aim and just kind of dropping. I say dropping because I just can't think of any other, I don't know the other word for it, but I would just lose control, basically, if I was trying to be precise about anything, which was one of the reasons why I was having a hard time writing, as well as my hand was numb and couldn't hold on to things. My hand is no longer numb. I'll just update you on my hand just a little bit. I will in further videos, though, go more real time with you guys, because at this point, while this application is going on and while I was doing these nails, my hand was not in the condition I'm going to tell you that it is now. But I'm 99% back to normal, which is extremely shocking, and I'm so grateful. And like I said, I'll talk about that more when I kind of get caught up with videos with you guys. In other words, more real time, in some future videos. But it's much better now. But at this point, it still had a ways to go. So this, I don't know if you want to call this patchwork application, or if you want to call it potpourri is in my head, but I know that's not the word. And I've tried to come up with this word before the last time I did a set like this, and I couldn't think of it, but I'll think of it in a minute and then say it. I'm sure most of you who are watching are already like, it's called blank, Jen. But I'll think of it in a minute. So I just wanted to get these colors on. And so I was doing just basically just a whole bunch of small, tiny ombres. I wanted to put them, you know, a blend of all three colors on the nail, but with bright spots in between. I did do kind of an, I wouldn't necessarily say an aura nail. The ones that I removed Frenchies, the two index and ring that have the Frenchie, I ended up doing, yeah, kind of like an aura nail, but basically more like a stain, like a water stain. I don't know, kind of like a watercolor look. So anyway, yeah, and I am doing where you see me reapplying or going over, like right here, I already had yellow here, but just as I'm going, I think I want the yellow to be brighter, or I had covered it up with the orange or red, you know, was overpowering it. And so you'll see me go back and like add little bits here and there, and it was just because of, for whatever reason, while I'm looking at it, it's not giving the look that I want it to have. And then here, I think I'm trying to get this bead out of here, and for some reason I have to hold and control that to prevent the jabbing motion. And you can see right there, if I didn't put that bead down, my hand was going to start jerking to the left and the right. So sometimes I don't have control of my bead placement. I do now, but in this video I still didn't yet. So there was another example of that. After this, I think I speed it up so you guys don't have to watch all of that. Oh, I'm just so thankful that that was not permanent. That was so scary, you guys. Again, I'll talk more about it later. So I'm just going to go through and patchwork these nails up. And, okay, since I did these nails, I did a gray and I would say the word teal is on my mind, but it's not. If you guys are not polished babes, you know the color Lamborghini Chick. I used gray and Lamborghini Chick with some lace, not lace, mesh cutouts. I did some nails like that. I did those nails with that color Crimson, which is like that bright red, bright cherry red kind of jelly acrylic. I did a purple fall set that I'm still working on right now. This was the kind of stain, like the watercolor stain that I was talking about, that's could be considered an aura nail, and then I kind of went into an aura nail, but I wanted it to look more stained. So I had the look in my mind, what I was going for, but it wasn't quite getting to the nail, but I did like the way it ended up, so I kind of started doing it more aura-like, but yeah. And then I'm going to ombre with that nude on these two, by the way. And then I also have a set of shorties for you guys, because I know a lot of my lovely people here actually do nails on themselves at home. And a lot of the tricks and tips and advice and things that I share that I've learned along the way are for these long, you know, 2 and 3XL squares, and they're not for short nails. And the short nail acrylic game is very different than long nails. I personally think that long nails are easier to do. You have more room for mistakes. You have more room for filing, shaping, errors, everything else. Short nails are very unforgiving. You have a very small space. It's hard to encapsulate things. It's hard to not make them thick, etc., wide, all of that. And so I am still not the best at shorties. I've probably, as compared to how many sets of long nails I've done, probably 1% of the nails I've done have been shorties compared to long. So I'm not the best at it or anything. But I do have a couple of tips that I've learned along the way. So I did do a short set of pink and white acrylics on myself that I have a video. So of all those nails that I just mentioned to you guys. Oh, and then tomorrow I'm doing, I don't know if you guys watch V, but she did a stiletto set that were strawberries. I'm doing that. I'm completely recreating that tomorrow. So the strawberries aren't in the loop of the nails I'm offering you guys right now, but I do have videos of everything I just mentioned. The blue and gray, teal and gray, fall nails with the mesh cutout, the short pink and whites, the crimson, the red, the bright, bright, bright cherry red jelly nails. Perhaps I said another nail set. Oh no, it was the strawberry that I'm doing tomorrow and the fall, the purple fall. I have a purple fall set that I haven't even finished shaping yet, so those aren't on deck, but they are coming up. So yeah, of those three, which do you want to see? The short pink and whites, the red crimson, like cherry colored ones, curved nails, very slightly curved but long, or the gray and teal fall set. I say fall set because I think I put some maple leaves in them. So vote in the comments if you guys would. Otherwise, I'll just put whichever video I have up next, or done next. But I've done 5 sets since this, so I am back, and I'm trying I'm pretty sure well, this week I'm going to get 2 videos out to you. I hope to. I'm getting this one out on Thursday, and I hope to do my Sunday one, but it all does depend on what things go on around here, like with the house. Like this week I had to be, we ordered stuff from Home Depot, like our flooring, our drywall, our cabinets, to be delivered, because that's really heavy stuff for us girls to go grab and pick up, and will it all fit in the truck, and how many trips do we have to make, and it's 45 minutes away each way, so we ordered for that stuff to be delivered, and of course it all came in like 5 separate deliveries, and the way they do it is they say to be delivered between the 4th and the 7th. And literally on the 5th, you'll get a text or a phone call that says, your driver's 20 minutes away. That's literally the notice you get, about 20 minutes. Not even the same, they don't even tell you exactly what day. So, you know, one time I was 30 minutes away at my physical therapy. Thank goodness I saw my phone. But yeah, those random things have been popping up that really throw a loop, because it's not just the delivery. They say they're 20 minutes away, but we are so rural. Each time, without exception, the drivers have gotten lost because their service drops right when they get on my road. And for whatever reason, each Home Depot delivery has come from Shreveport, Louisiana. So they're literally guys driving 2 hours with our stuff just to get here. And by the time they get 5 minutes away, they don't know where this little town is in Arkansas. They're just on some rural highway, and their cell service has dropped. 20 minutes ago, when they called me and said they were 20 minutes away, their GPS quit working 10 minutes ago. So they don't know where they are. They can't call me. So they have to turn around and drive back to where they have service to call me again. And then I have to tell them a different address to go to where I know they'll get service, like meet me at the courthouse. And then, you know, it's just a whole thing. And so stuff like that has come up. And then, you know, Ness needs my help. She can't hang drywall by herself, hang cabinets by herself. And so I can't have nails on to do that stuff. And as well as I might not always have time to sit down and do the voiceover when I thought I was going to get to do it, that kind of thing. So hopefully without too much interference, I should be able to get 2 videos a week up now. I definitely have the content recorded, and I will not be stopping jamming out the nails, because just the month that I was set behind with my hand, it got me even more determined, and I have a bunch of sets in my head, and I just want to do nails. That's all I want to do. Nails, nails, nails. I don't know why this passion hasn't kind of burnt out. I mean, you know, I'm so glad it hasn't. But, you know, sometimes I think, I wonder if I'm going to get bored at some point. You know, I look at my nail room and think, am I ever going to be able to use all of this stuff? And I think, well, heck yeah, because right now I want to use that purple, and tomorrow I'm going to use that green, and my brain starts going, you know. But I'm just so glad that I still have such a passion for it. Like, it really, really occupies a lot of my, I don't want to say time, I mean my thoughts. It occupies a lot of my thoughts. I crave it. I want to lay a bead. I want to feel the scratchiness of the file against the acrylic. I want a hand file. I want to see a design come together. I want to edit the video. all of it, the whole process. I am so glad that I still have such a passion for it. It hasn't waned, you know. Let me know if you guys feel the same way. I'm sure you do, or you wouldn't be here. It's kind of a particular thing, and I know that people in my life support me, like my daughter and my wife, you know, and my mom, and people, the three people that are closest to me. But I have seen them over time have that flicker of annoyance across their face when, oh, you're going to do nails? Or, oh, I suppose you want to go do nails? Or, can you watch the kids, or are you doing nails again? Or, you know, my mom doesn't even understand it at all, not even the slightest bit. Not that she's not interested or doesn't care, but I can just see that she's kind of humoring me when she asks me about it, you know? But you all get it. Everyone that's here listening and watching, you guys get it. The smell of monomer, should I mention that? It's almost like an aphrodisiac. I've said it before. I walk in my nail room and it just, oh, that smell of good monomer. I don't like crappy smell of monomer. But anyway, so yeah, as you guys can see, I'm ombering here. I'm going to cap these, and I don't show filing, but I do show the design, which is just black lines that were not easy for me because they aren't just black lines to me. They have to come together in a cohesive manner instead of like a scribble, and I suppose look butterfly-ish. I'm not sure. But yeah, in case I end up talking through part of that. So I want you guys to know I'm out here. It's about 12:30 at night. And when Anna was here, I know this is an abrupt change of subject, but I just wanted to tell you guys this because it's happening currently right this moment, and because I didn't want to keep talking through what happened on the nails. So sorry for that random jump in topic. But, well, let me back up. Most of you guys know I have a trail cam, and I keep it about a 5-minute walk from my house. So basically as far as it will go, like Bluetooth-wise, so that I can catch animal activity, but that I don't have to have any animals near my house. You know, I don't want to. I've put deer corn out before. I've put bird seed, sunflower seeds. What else? Something else, and I can't think of it. Oh, peanuts for squirrels. Harmless stuff, you know. But when Anna and Nick were here, I'm trying to think what it was. We bought a huge watermelon at a watermelon stand, okay? And I had a bunch of watermelon rinds. And so I took it out there to near where I keep the trail cam and spread those out. I also took at the same time some old blueberries and old strawberries that I had in my fridge. So for the first time, I put actual food, like people food out there, but it wasn't like anything like steak or savory. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just, it's something you would put in a compost pile, I guess. So I sprinkled that around there. And we, on the trail cam the next night, saw a fox. And I was like, oh my gosh, we have a fox. And then a couple nights later, we saw 2 of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we have 2 foxes. So, of course, we started looking. And the next day, we went out and looked at the watermelon rinds. And you could see its cute little teeth marks in there where it had gouged out every last bit of watermelon out of the rind and left the rind there. And so the next day, I think I took, oh yeah, that's what it was. We had steak dinner, and I took our corn on the cobs out there. So the corn cobs, the eaten corn cobs out there. So again, in my mind, no food that would draw like a meat-eating animal or a dangerous carnivore or anything. You know, at the worst, we're going to have birds or deer and things we already have and whatever. So I start to think, like after like night 3, we see some deer and we see the 2 foxes every single night. They're there. And they're there for hours at a time. Oh, I'm going to show you my hand update. Okay, August 25th. So, see, I can do this. I couldn't do that before. And if you guys will notice the top of my hand, of both of my hands, do you see how my right hand kind of still has like an arch at the top of my hand? Now this exercise, if you remember, I could only get my index finger last time. Now I'm having much more movement, and I can get all fingers straightened out. Sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle, but I can do all of them. And this I could not do at all. The first time they had me do this, I couldn't even move my index. This motion, where my hand was dropped forward, so this is how my hand was, that was how my hand was. Now I can move it back and forth, but I cannot go back any, you see how far back I can take my left hand? This is as far back as I can go with my right hand. This is as far as I can open my left hand. You can see in the palm of my hand how there's kind of a dip there. I couldn't point before, and when I say point, I mean like type, text, do anything where you would need your pointer finger, and my hand still has this arch on the top where it just won't straighten out. That's how I was on August 25th. I can write much better, I think is what I wrote here. I can write much better. This was phenomenal because I couldn't do this even the week before. These exercises that they were having me do where I just straighten my hand, you can see here that I right away start getting weak and shaky when I have to hold and extend this, and my hand starts bending, but it's much, 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 much better. Okay. All right, so I have out my primary color. I call it my primary color. I'm not sure what the name of this liner kit is. I think the primary color. Anyway, I'm just going to grab the black and white. And so, the foxes. I mostly just see one, but occasionally I will see two, and they're there every night for hours. And they just kind of stand around, like in view of the camera, because I haven't put any more food out there. I'm talking about like night 4 or something. And I start to wonder, like, what are they hanging around for? Probably they hope for more food, but I don't really, I know that foxes are cute to maybe look at on camera, but I don't really want to encourage that. It was cool that we saw them, but I don't want to encourage that. Again, it's like a 5-minute walk from my house. It's really not close to my house. It might be more close to my neighbor's house, actually, if you want to, like, comparatively speaking, where the actual place is that I go. It's over by the creek, which I've taken you guys to before. Now, also in my backyard, right here next to my garden, that I can look at from my enclosed porch, I also put birdseed, sunflowers, and peanuts for the squirrels. And I've shown you guys videos of the squirrels out in my little yard here, eating with their little bitty hands sunflower seeds and stuff that I put out there. That's in my actual yard. I've never put any fruit there, though, or fruit leavings or whatever. And every single day I see the squirrels, and every single day I see the birds, and they all come. I have cardinals and bluebirds and all kinds of beautiful birds. And, you know, I think by now they probably are counting on me for the bird seed, and, you know, probably the squirrels for their winterization and babies that they got coming up. Anyway, so I'm still putting out my daily bird seed in my yard right here, okay? All of that being said, me and Anna and Nick are looking at the trail cam each night, and we're like, and one night we see a deer, 2 or 3 deer, and they have a fawn, a little baby fawn, looks just like a Bambi with little spots, so precious. And that's what I notice, because the deer are in the same clearing that I have the camera aimed at that the foxes were in. And I start noticing that the baby deer looks about the same size as the fox. They're not in the same video. They're not in the same photograph. It's not videos, it's photographs. It's not in the same picture or even the same night. But from the scenery and the same area that's being photographed, I can tell that either that's a really big fox or a really small deer. Like, and I showed it to Anna and Nick. I'm like, look, this compared to the adult deer, look how small the baby deer is. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, doesn't this deer look about the same height and shape as those foxes? I keep wanting to say fox, but I actually looked it up, and it's foxes, because I feel like saying that plural is that I'm saying it wrong, but it is foxes. Anyway, so, you know, just in proportion to like the foliage that's around, the height of the bushes and everything, it just caught my eye right away. I'm like, wait a minute. So I started looking up, what kind of foxes do we have in Arkansas? Well, we have a gray fox and we have a red fox. And the camera, the trail cam, takes color pictures during the day, but at night it's a black and white. So I only have black and white pictures of these foxes. But I can tell that none of their, it's got a bushy tail, but not at all like the foxes that I'm looking up on the internet. I even start looking at YouTube videos of people who actually live in Arkansas who have caught foxes on their property. Absolutely what we were seeing on the camera was not a fox. It took us like 2 days of looking and searching and saying, really? And comparing and going back to the pictures and comparing to the internet and trying to decipher, look at its tail. No, it has a black tip. Well, the fox should have a white tip. It should be much bushier. It should be much taller. Well, how is this? You know, blah, 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 on and on and on and on until we finally decided and determined that those were 2 coyotes. We did not want to come to that conclusion. We did not want to believe that. And me and Nick and Anna, all being from Arizona, we're used to our coyotes being much bigger and much more easily identifiable as a coyote. Like, you look at it, there's no doubt it's a coyote. It's the size of a large German Shepherd, and very full, bushy, brushed out hair, large, sweeping kind of dog tail, the ears, all of it I can tell at an instant if it were a coyote. Well, I've never seen an Arkansas coyote, and I never thought that they would be different. So it did not occur to me that I was looking at a coyote, because it does not look like what I would think, what my coyotes look like, the kind of coyotes I'm used to seeing look like. So yeah, I was horrified by that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can never put any food out there again, even though I wasn't trying to attract any meat eaters or predators or anything. I don't want any coyotes near my deer. I definitely don't want any coyotes coming anywhere near my yard where my dog is, even though I have a fence. I've seen coyotes in Tucson scale a 6-foot fence when they were chasing after a cat right in front of my face in my yard. No, that's a hard no, and I was horrified that that could happen, and I'll never do it again. Well, I started noticing that my peanuts were disappearing much, much quicker than they would. I would put peanuts out like every 3 days. And that's how long it would take this pair of squirrels that I have here to eat them. And I started noticing that they were gone every single night, and overnight. And the squirrels are out in the morning, not at night. So I thought, well, what's coming in my yard? You know, five minutes away from where I had the trail cam before. So I go and get the trail cam, and I strap it to this basketball hoop that I have here in my backyard and aim it at my garden and my backyard, my actual property, where I feed the squirrels and stuff. And sure enough, don't you know, that coyote has started coming and laying in my yard. It literally just lays here like he owns it, like he's my dog. And when I say it's going on right now, I mean it. I'm sitting here on my porch. The only thing that's separating me and the coyote is my enclosed porch with the screened-in porch. If I stand up right now and aim my flashlight at him, he'll run off into the forest. And as soon as I come sit back down, he'll come late. I watch it all night on the trail cam. He's 20, 30 feet from me. He comes at about midnight and he stays until about 5. And I have never put anything but peanuts in the shell, unsalted, bird seed, and sunflower seeds in this yard. I have put in the area where you can get birdseed, they sell freeze-dried corn cobs, but those stay there for days and the birds pick at it, and the coyote has never taken that. And those I have put out a couple times. So what is drawing this animal to my house? Because it's not like I left a trail like Hansel and Gretel from the 5-minute walk where I used to have the trail cam and on 2 times put a little bit of fruit. Like, what is happening here? But yeah, I am not a fan. All right, you guys, this is the video. These are the nails, and as usual, I talked all the way through. Leave me in the comments what set you want to see next, you guys, out of the 3 I listed, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Bye!